Hello, I'm Bradley and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about a passion of mine, which is all things hair care, with a particular interest around fine hair and how we can boost that. So the brand I want to look at today is the Fudge Professional Finish High Scraper extra humidity resistant firm hold hairspray. So it's this one. So whenever you've been styling your hair, how often have you got it absolutely looking perfect in the mirror, then you go about what you're doing in the day, or about half an hour later you look and it's just completely gone flat? I know, it's happened quite a bit to me. Both men and women, you can rock a really cool hairstyle, look in the mirror, and it's completely different 5 minutes later. Or hopefully it's lasted a little bit longer than that. But people who have got naturally finer hair types, of course, don't necessarily have that structure in the hair. So finer hair can sit much more softer, much more sort of fluffier, finer, feathery like. That's how I'd probably describe my own hair. So I've recently had a haircut and I've had different sort of texturizing sort of cut into my hair just to give it a little bit more life, because I do struggle with my hair where it sits so flat on top, but yet the style around the bottom looks really, really good. I think the top looks good when I wear it down, and then when I go about and then I capture a bit of a look of myself, whether it be in a store mirror or a window as you walk past, or when you get home, and it literally looks like you've just gone with water all the way down your hair. It's that flat. So I'm always looking for a spray which can really boost my texture in my hair and which can hold my style. Now, I am guilty of sometimes going overboard, and then sometimes I've looked back at some of the clips which I've done and I've sprayed too much and it looks like a helmet and it's just moving and it's absolutely solid. Particularly when people have got finer hair and you spray too much, and then when you lose that sort of bit of movement, then you go the opposite end of the spectrum. It looks far too much. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look realistic. It doesn't look like you. So you really want something which is going to give you a hold, but yet deliver that little bit of movement, that little bit of almost natural flow, but yet keeping that hold there for you. Now, my ultimate favourite is the Schwarzkopf Blasting Free Spray. Now, there's not a lot of sprays out there which compare to that spray. My subscribers will know. I've used it for many, many years. I've absolutely loved it. It's not really changed over the years either, and whatever style I've had at the time, hopefully my subscribers will agree that I rocked it with that help from the Schwarzkopf Blasting Free Spray. So it really does, whether you've got a short style, it's great for guys' hair, for sort of short, spiky, sort of flicky styles, to ladies' hair if you've got that real glamorous blow-dried hair and you want it to hold, then fantastic. If you're someone who slicks your hair back, like very often my subscribers will know, and anyone who watches my channel will know, that I slick my hair back into sort of like a top knot sort of style, that 1910, 1920s inspired look, which I absolutely love, I use that spray. Now, I'm always trying different products because I love to bring that to my channel, because it is, I know it's a bit of an overhyped word, but it is a bit of a battle whenever anybody is dealing with fine hair, flat hair, but throw thinning hair on there as well, and you've got that lacking density. You can still rock the most amazing hair, both as a guy and as a lady, but you need to know the right tricks and tips. So that's why I like to review a lot of products on my channel. So today, of course, we're looking at the Fudge Professional. Now, I came across this many years ago. I'm 31 now. I come across this many years ago in a hairdresser's when I used to have my hair cut. I don't go there anymore, and I've been at the same hairdressers now since I was about 18, 19, with about a variation of 2, 3 different people. And about 2 years ago, I changed for about a 6 to 9 month period, but now I'm back at the original place where I used to get my hair cut. So this I've seen, they don't use it there, but I don't really see this in hairdressers so much now, but I do see it on a high street here in the UK, and you can purchase this online as well, quite readily. So for me, it says Skyscraper Extra. So straight away, it's a hold factor of 8. Now, for me, it is a very strong holding spray. It really does deliver straight away what you're trying to achieve. It gives you hold. If you spray too much, it really does have such a hold that actually it's quite difficult to do anything with the hair if you're somebody who doesn't necessarily wash their hair every day. I do find that this gives a little bit of a film, which is something which I'm never a great fan of. However, having said that, if you've got fine hair, if you spray this in a sort of a buildable action, so for example, you spray a little bit, then you do a little bit of styling, then you spray a little bit, then you do a bit more styling again, then you can use this as a bit of a styling tool, which is really, really great. And you get that fullness, you get that volume much more than you would if you just gave it a one sort of finishing spray all the way over. It is a really nice spray. Now, to tell you a little bit more on the back, it says a firm hold hairspray locks your style in place for hours. A super dry, fine mist controls frizz and flyaways. and helps weatherproof your style, providing long-lasting firm hold even in humid conditions. Effortlessly brushes out. Directions: spray well, hold can about 25 to 30 centimeters away from style and spray evenly. Okay, so for me, it's really great in terms that it's a dry mist. How often have you bought a spray which is a wet type product and you've styled your hair how you want it for whatever you're doing, you spray this particular product on, it falls flat and it falls to an absolute horrible sort of bit of a mess because it's a wet style product. This one is dry, so straight away, going back to that element of being able to build what style you're creating, this really helps you in that fact. It helps boost the natural texture in your hair, it helps boost that natural fullness. The only thing which I'm not so keen on the spray is that actually if you've got a darker hair tone than what I have, you do tend to almost get like a spider look. And I say that like a spider's web look. So it looks like that you're spraying, almost like you've sprayed too much, but you haven't sprayed actually that much. So you have got to be a bit careful with it. With lighter hair tones, it's not going to be a problem. With darker hair tones, because it's a really dry mist spray, you have got to be a little bit careful. Now it says it brushes out, most of it does, but I do find it just leaves a little bit of residue in the hair. Now for some people that's not going to bother them at all, but for me, I do find that when I've got towards the end of the day and I wore this spray, it does seem to just agitate my nape of my neck a little bit, where I'm really looking forward to giving my scalp a good cleanse, a good thorough wash, to remove the product. And I don't get that with the blasting free spray, but I do with this. So whether or not it's too dry, even if that's such as a thing, even possible with finer hair types, but just be careful, approach it with caution as so with any product, because everybody is different, and everybody can have periods of where that they will be a little bit more sensitive in their skin, a bit more sensitive in their hair, with whatever season we're going through, whatever you're going through in your life. Maybe it be health, maybe it be medication, and it could just be your characteristics of your hair. So approach it with caution. It is a really great spray. It's got a fantastic hold. It delivers. I've used it today. It holds my hair, but yet it's not sort of rock solid. And it does, you can kind of just pull your hands through it again. It's not sort of anything like that. However, the top, you might think, for me, it holds, it delivers, but I can sort of see a little bit of where it's made the hair almost like, going back to what I said about that little bit of a sort of a spider web sort of spray, I can see a little bit of it here, and I haven't sprayed absolutely loads, but it does hold great volume, it does hold great texture, so it's going to be one of those where you're going to have to explore for yourself, have a look if it works for you, but ultimately it does deliver, and it does have a great hold. For somebody who's looking at possibly, maybe a lady looking at this, looking at doing an updo or that sort of style, then this will be great because it helps with texture, it helps give that boost. If you're a guy watching this and you have like a bit of a sort of a swoopy fringe or sort of a textured look in the front, this is going to be great because it's going to give you a little bit more of a boost in that style as well. But you've just got to approach it. I think the only negative would be that you do see a little bit of a product build up almost as a film on the hair, a bit like a spider's web. But on that note, it is a really great product and I would absolutely recommend it. Does it reach the level of the Schwarzkopf Got to Be Blasting Free Spray? For me, I'm sorry it doesn't, but I really do like the product and I will certainly use it again. So on that note, God bless, take great care, and I look forward to you joining me real soon. Thanks now, bye.